Hi, I'm Angelique and I'm going to show you what our competitors are going to need to do to complete this challenge and the skills that they're going to use to do it. They're going to be doing this challenge using our Little Rebel and a tabletop cutie frame. First, we're going to take a look at this quilt here, and I'm going to show you some different designs and different types of feathers that you can use in different shapes of blocks. This is an example of a simple feather. I just kept it really tight for the shape that I have here, basically going up and back down, so it's one pass up and down for that. Over in the corner here is another example of a simple feather, but I did this one a little wider to go with the size of the block. In this space here, I did what's called a more wonky feather because I have a much more wonkier shape and it does a little bit more backtracking as you're doing this one. You can add a few little curls. One of my favorites is the curled feather, which I have here. I just really like the viney look. I like to do lots of different curls. It's very forgiving. It does require a little bit more practice to do, but it's definitely a fun one. I've got some side half feathers here, as I also did some half feathers here in a small area. So great for like the edges of quilts and so on. And then here I have one, again, it's a little wonky with a little bit of echoing. Here I have a curly feather combination. So I've got some curls and I've got some regular feathers in here to kind of fill up this space with some side ones. So there's a lot of different feathers that you can do. And so for this challenge, I've decided to do the one with the echoes because I feel like it's a little bit more forgiving. To help with doing any kind of echoing work, we do have in our 9-piece set 3 sizes of echoing feet, which will attach, again, lining up the red to the black to put those in here. They come in small, medium, and large, and it just helps you because they're clear so you can see your previous line of stitches as you're going to line these up to make the next set of stitches. For this challenge, I've decided to use the medium one. As you can see by my example, I am not a perfectionist. I like the organic feel of feathers and don't mind if they're off a little bit. But if you're really just unsure of how to do feathers or trying to really learn that petal look, we have this amazing ruler from Leah Day. It's 2-inch feathers, and so you can use this with a ruler foot and trace around, kind of moving it as you complete this. And this will help you get that muscle memory for how to create nice looking petals for your feathers. For the Hoop There It Is challenge, I've decided that I'm going to do a wonky feather because I think it's a little bit more forgiving, especially with the echoing. And since I did decide to do some echoing, I put on our echo foot here. This is the small echo foot that you can see right here. So I'm going to find the place where I want to get started, and I'm going to bring up my bobbin. When I first started doing feathers, I felt really intimidated by them. I had some difficulty getting like the nice shape, and now they're actually one of my favorites because you can just put them anywhere, and I kind of like making up my own feathers sometimes too. So, you know, once you get comfortable with the idea, making them look really natural, you know, take inspiration from the trees and the bushes and the flowers around you, you're gonna love doing feathers too. There we go. Sometimes I like to make them a little bigger, a little smaller. So I've reached the top there, and now again, I'm just going to echo, bringing it right back where I started. Okay. And so I've got my feather completed. Now I'm just going to kind of meander over to another area, and I'm going to show you how easy it is with a zone quilt like this Cutie Breeze here to switch where I'm going to once I kind of run out of my quilting zone. So I'm just going to kind of meander on over, maybe add a few little swirls. I do love swirls, especially in this circle here. I'm just going to kind of come back and forth. Now I know I'm getting really close to the end of my quilting space, So I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to leave my needle down because this is going to help me position my quilt as well as where it is that I want to start so that I don't get some skip stitches. So I'm going to start first by unclipping my front clips. And I can leave those right there. I'm going to unclip my side clips. Having the sense to remove my quilt from there first. This is one of the nice features of the new Cutie frame is that you do have these here to help hold your extra quilt material. Now I'm going to leave my center clip, and then once I'm ready I'm going to take it off because this is what I'm going to use. Forgot to take this one off. This is what I'm going to use to get my position, and then I can add all my other clips. So this one's going to be really important to me. I like to take off the center one just because it gives me a little bit more quilting space so I don't run into it. But that's kind of up to you how you like it. I find that the two edges are plenty for holding my roll. And so I'm just going to slide this up, keeping it straight. Then once I get it about where I want it, and it looks straight, I can see that from the pattern here, I'm going to put my center clip on. Right, so that's now going to do me the favor of holding my quilt top exactly where I want it. So now I'm ready to do my other top ones. One of the other things that I like to do is I like to slide, and I'll show you on the other side, or you can use tape, but I like to slide this to the position that lets me know where my edge ends so that I don't like run into the edge and get kind of a wonky look to my stitching. Sometimes you get to quilting and you forget that you're limited on space. So I'm gonna roll my excess material out of the way, and that's what those things are handy for. Rolly, rolly, rolly. All right, so that's nice because otherwise what'll happen is you'll get it caught underneath here and it will cause some drag and you'll be like, what's going on? Why can't I quilt? And it's something as simple as you forgot to tuck the excess material out of the way. I've done it a million times. I'll probably do it a million more. Right, and so now I'm going to use these to kind of straighten out and clamp down. So these are the ones here, and give it just a little bit of a twist to get some tension on the quilt. And I also like to, when I'm using a hoop frame, I like to look underneath to check to make sure that I got everything smooth. Because every once in a while I get a wrinkle or something, and then that's going to cause me issues. So once I feel pretty confident about that, then I can put my side clamps on to add that side tension that I need. All right, and I'm ready to continue quilting. Now, because I did move this, I want to make sure before I get started that I didn't mess up my alignment too much, because every once in a while, if you're a little too rough with it, you can kind of pop it out of where you want it. So sometimes I'll just take a single stitch just to make sure that I'm locked in where I'm at. Now I'm ready to continue. So here comes the fun stuff. I think I'm going to do a swirly flower. This is also one of my favorite designs as well because you can echo with it, you can travel with it. It just looks fun. I'm going to take a swirl up this way. Look at how beautiful that stitching is. Nice, tight. The machine's slowing down when I slow down. Maybe add some loops here. I can feel I'm getting a little tight on my quilting space. And so again, I'd put my needle down and I'd be ready to move my zone to the next thing. So that's it. Super easy, super convenient. When I'm done for the day, you know, if you're using like your dining room table, you can put it away. Or it's time to piece again, right? So you take your little Rebel off of the frame. This is just such a great package. So great. So we're going to see what our challengers do with this particular event. And I hope you're just really enjoying the Grace Games. I know I am.